Hello Aries, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. Thank you so much for joining me here today. If Aries is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Aries, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And a Five of Pentacles. You're kind of in a practical mode of life right now. I feel like you have a lot of stuff going on. I feel like you have kind of a lot of irons in the fire. And I think that maybe there's a feeling that you've been sort of spreading yourself a little bit thin. Okay? The Five of Pentacles is all about change. I think you're ready for change. I think you're somebody who is trying to really bring about change. Right? That you're trying to achieve a goal, you're trying to level up, you're trying to go after this really big win in your life, right? And I feel like right now things are just sort of a little bit all over the place. I think it almost is feeling as if you've strayed sort of far from your original intention or the original goal. It might be that we've sort of, we've branched out too far, that we've lost sight of the, the trunk of the tree itself. But you're somebody that handles change very well. I think for you, if life isn't moving, then, nothing's happening. Then it's not alive, So I feel like you like to have things to do. You like to have something that you're involved with. I wonder if there's the beginning of a little bit of anxiety over it, a little bit of worry with this card, right? Because things do change. Things are changing. Stuff is happening, but is it something that you're directing? Are you in control of all of this change? Okay. So let's see where this goes. Let's use some more cards, okay, and see what this energy is bringing us. Okay. Anytime anytime we see a 5, we start looking for the 4, and there it is, 5 to a 4. Perfect. So things are going to stabilize for you. Whatever the financial situation might be, it's going to stabilize. It's going to improve. It's going to get better. Okay. For some of you, this might be a little bit of a health thing. There might be some worry about the health. I feel like it's going to stabilize. I'm no doctor, obviously. The Four of Pentacles is really the stability, and it is up to you though, because this card here is kind of your quest. This is your task, is to stabilize all this change that's going on. It's time for you to sort of get a handle on it, get rid of the extra things that you're doing that may not be quite necessary, kind of rein in your energy and stabilize the situation. Focus on those immediate priorities, okay? See what else we have. 7 of Pentacles. 7 of Swords. 2 of Swords, great. Into a Hermit. A lot of earth energy right over here, clustered here. Even the Hermit card is the Virgo energy, so that's an earth card, right? And I think with the air energy, it's kind of showing a little bit of this scattered. And if your mind is scattered, your achievements will be scattered. If there is focus, if there is peace of mind, then there is stability. But if there is quite too many minds, right? If there's too much mindfulness, if there's too much maybe micromanaging, if there's too much being overly concerned with the details, with all of the little things, all the branches, right? Then we might miss the trunk of the tree itself. And so we kind of get the 7, the scattered thoughts equal 7 of Pentacles, kind of a scattered result, right? But very focused thoughts, focused mind equals a very stable and balanced success, accomplishment, achievement, okay? And the Hermit's a very interesting card too, but we'll talk about that. Here is the Queen of Pentacles, 3 of Swords, 10 of Swords, and Ah, the Lover's card. Very nice. The Lover's card at the end. Now, it does not mean romance. Sometimes it does, not all the time. Okay? It might represent that for you. Maybe this has something to do with your living situation, a family situation, or a situation with your romantic partner or your spouse that feels sort of up in the air. It feels sort of chaotic right now. It feels like there's a lot going on and we need some stability. Okay? For some of you, it kind of seems like one way forward, the way things are sort of looking, is going to be hermit mode. But hermit and Lovers, kind of different, right? And in this case, I think it's showing us two different kind of options here. The easy road, the immediate stability, is going to be hermit mode. But if you're willing to sort of learn from the past mistakes, go through a little bit of maybe difficult conversations here, right? You can have the union, you can have the big win that you really want. It doesn't have to be family stuff. We could be talking all business here, right? We could totally be talking all business. The Lover's card is really the union with that which you desire, right? That which your soul really wants. It is a spiritual, alchemical union of forces. And yeah, very often it's, let's say you and a soulmate, right? But it could be with your goal itself, whatever that goal is, okay? It's kind of the idea of settling for less now or settling for more later, but doing a little bit of, having to sort of come to terms with the past. I think there is a situation involving someone that was close to you, but there's been some friction there. Okay, I don't know if it's a family member or if it's a friend or something or a romantic partner, but with the Three of Swords in the environment, yeah, there's something going on there. Okay, and Spirit's showing me something about a mirror. I don't know if it's meant to reflect your sort of involvement in the situation and to accept a little bit of blame yourself, or if there's literally something about a mirror and a mirror getting broken. Okay, that may be something that has happened recently. But let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown, and we're going to set it down right here with Tiny Bob Ross today. Happy little Bob. Everyone's favorite, I think, is little Bob Ross, Tiny Bob Ross. We're not going to look at that card until the end, but it will tie everything together and it will give us the confirmation that we need. If you have a prediction, please put it in the comments. It's a great way to exercise the intuition, okay? And I feel like we're being sort of instructed in that way today. The air cards that we see, the Two of Swords and the Seven of Swords, show a little crescent moon at the top. It's an indication that we've got to follow our intuition here a little bit. Okay, that we don't want to make things too complex. It's kind of like simplicity is the key here. Otherwise, we've got ruin. Conscious mind, solar energy here is ruin. Lunar energy here is simplifying. We're getting peace of mind. Okay, we're not worrying about things. If we try to maybe consciously get involved and deal with every little thing, some things in life are sort of best left to our automatic consciousness. It's like when you're driving a car. Or somebody said it takes like, I don't know what it was, 20 or 60 individual movements of the body just to play one note on the cello, right? If you're focused on every 20 or 60 of those little micro movements, you're never going to play. It's not going to work out. So like driving a car too, we can't pay attention to every little single minor movement of every adjustment of your foot or your hands or your eyes. Most of that is sort of, we've trained, and now it's an unconscious sort of thing. Now it's an automatic thing, okay? It's something that can sit below the threshold of consciousness so that we don't have to focus on all of those million different movements. We can be scanning the road and, that sort of thing. Thinking ahead, into the future a little bit. So I feel like that's a big key to you getting the stability that you need in life. I feel like this is, if it's either a fitness or a financial situation that needs stability, but this could also be relating to your home, okay? And we really have either walking away or we have joining forces and getting together with this energy or with this person or whatever it might be, okay? So sort of two alternate routes here. This seems the easier route. it's very simple. Yes, just walk away, right? Just hermit mode right away, and boom, you right into the Four of Pentacles, right? But to go through these other things to get to this ultimate union, I think is the really big win. This is the biggest win of your life up here. This is kind of saying, well, I didn't do it this time. I'm going to go back to the drawing board. I'm going to go think the plan through again. I think you've been through a few occasions of that where you've sort of, maybe this is a business thing or it could be a relationship, but I feel like you've walked away several times and just started thinking about it more, redid the plan, sort of, analyzed it pretty well, and then we came back to it and we're trying again, okay? Because I feel like you're sort of invoking this change here. I feel like this is the big time. This is the time where it really does come together in this magical moment with this Lover's card. But it's not going to be easy, okay? But as long as you're learning from past mistakes and able to reflect, maybe that's the mirror, able to reflect upon the situation and upon yourself, I think this Lover's card is really going to, to be the best. I think there is going to be an improvement in that situation with that person. I don't know if it's a friend or a family member, but there's been some sort of discord. I feel like that's going to get better, okay? Anyway, we've got our two major arcana energies kind of showing the two things that we need to consider. Are we being called to sort of go hermit mode once again, or is this the time where we're going to come together with this ultimate goal? Is this the one that's going to work? Maybe this is a relationship that isn't working, and over here we say this is a relationship that's going to work, but we've got to be able to go through the difficulty. It's not going to be easy to get to it. And we got a Three of Swords, and we got to get past the Ten of Swords in order to have the kind of union that we want. Okay, Spirit is saying that you're considering a new environment, either at home or at work or something like this. You're thinking about changing to a new place. I don't know if it's like maybe a new church or a new grocery store or a new community center, a new library, a new house, or maybe a new job or something, right? But there's sort of a change in venue going on in your life right now, yeah. Excuse me, we don't have any fire energy, which is sort of odd for an Aries reading, right? Because you are the cardinal fire. And the lack of fire energy here is kind of telling me that you're not acting impulsively, that you are not you're not so fired up about something. You're not just sort of acting from that passion and from that creative fire and that flow and that consciousness. You're sort of thinking about things. You're trying to sort of rationally decide the right course of action and then rationally perform that action. A lot of air to earth here, right? Air and earth, air and earth, air and earth, air and earth. And even this is air and earth, right? Air and earth. And so sometimes it's meant to show the incompatibility. It's almost like you can't be single and be in a committed relationship at the same time, right? I don't think it works that way. Maybe I'm missing something. And so the air and the earth aren't always compatible, right? Because we tend to overthink things and get so deep into the details and sort of micromanage things or whatever, and we start to miss out on the bigger picture. We start to, in some ways, make it too complex. It's kind of it's the airplane problem, right? Where you have a single engine airplane, and there's a certain probability that something will go wrong. You start adding engines, and it's like you're multiplying the chances that something's going to go wrong, right? So it's kind of like simplicity is the key. Anyway, we've got no fire, we've got no water, we've got air, 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 even some air. We've got earth, 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 even some earth here. So it literally, the reading is all air and earth. There's a lot of thinking about what you're doing, thinking about what you want to accomplish. And it's kind of this duality, this dichotomy, single or together with this thing. Do I go back to the drawing board? Do I retreat to where it's safe and plan again? Do I go back to square one, right? Or do I forge ahead and push through? And pushing through means you're going to have to go through these other swords. Okay? So the Four of Pentacles, we talked about that, is the The stability, it could be square one. This could be retreating back to your castle, right? Really kind of holding up in your castle and waiting for better conditions, waiting for a better day. In the I Ching, this is the fox that will not cross the river until the conditions are perfect, until the river is solid ice and there's no chance that there's anything going to go wrong, right? And I always have an issue with that hexagram, 64th hexagram of the I Ching, because I don't feel as if we should be like the little fox and wait for the exact perfect conditions. We can't wait for everything to be absolutely perfect before we try, right? Because the absolute perfect conditions will never come. What we can do is try to optimize the conditions, wait for them to be as good as they possibly can, but make sure that we are prepared as well, and then give her the old college try, right? So I feel that this is kind of, this is a good option. This is what we want. We want stability. We don't want to get all confused and worked up about this. Maybe we do need a little bit of time for repose, a little bit of time to sort of calm things down, right? A lot of things have been changing. Maybe we just need a little bit of a time away from things in order to invoke this peace, in order to have a little bit of this, peace of mind. And maybe we need this period of time to get that fire back, to get that confidence back. I sense a lack of confidence in what you're doing here. Okay? I feel that there's a lot of thinking about it, a lot of talking about it, a lot of worrying about it, but we're kind of looking to slow down the action and kind of go home, In some ways, this is you protecting yourself with that Four of Pentacles, right? Creating some kind of air gapping yourself between you and the situation, creating a boundary there. We've got the Seven of Pentacles underneath the surface. Unconscious sort of considerations. And this is usually a card of failure. This is usually a card that says, something didn't work. I tried and it failed, right? And this is kind of an unconscious thing for you. This is beneath the surface here. So I wonder if there's a feeling as if, this kind of speaks to the confidence thing, that there's sort of this perception of failure in something, right? And in the midst of all of this activity, all of this change, everything that's going on around you with this Five of Pentacles, and then we start to think, wow, it's just not working out. I'm failing. It's not working. Something's wrong with this. We start thinking about it more, and then we start feeling the failure more. The more we think about it, the more it kind of looks like this. We're convincing ourselves that something is a failure. And this is really... well, it's sort of aggravating, right? It's kind of it's not conducive to productivity, right? So I think this is something internal. I think this is something that Spirit is asking you to reflect upon, because whatever you think is sort of what you're going to experience, right? And I think it really comes down to that Seven of Swords. I think that you've had a lot of challenges in this situation, a lot of even criticisms. There's been some confusion. There's been a lot of complexity. There maybe even has been some conflicting information regarding this situation, if it's a business thing, even if it's a romance, right? And we can look at it, either way, as a business or a romance or any kind of a project that you're working on, even if it's a team effort, right? Maybe this is meant to be a team effort, okay? The Seven of Swords is a lot of trouble in that area. It's and it's from the background. It's sort of it may be even that you're sort of condemning this thing before you really get it going. It's kind of in the back of your mind that just says, "There's no way this is going to work. This ain't going to be good," And the more we sort of believe that, the more it becomes true. The more we have Seven of Swords, the more we have Seven of Pentacles. So this is you trying to resist those negative thoughts, trying to literally, in a very obvious kind of cliche way, just think positively, okay? But it's not easy to do that. Let's do a Language of Flowers affirmation card for that Seven of Swords. The agapanthus, words of love. Speak with your heart. Yeah, where's the heart here? Where's the water energy? Where's the love? Well, we get the love here as we get united with the goal of ours, and whether that is a relationship or that is a sort of a business goal or whatever the accomplishment is for you. Once you're united with that, I think then all that water energy is going to show up. But right now, it's not present, right? It's very kind of a dry reading, right? And it's words of love. Speak with your heart. I think it's kind of talking about speaking kindly to yourself, right? That we have to think positively with confidence so that we can push forward into this. Now, up above, we've got that Two of Swords, which is really a card of choice. Do I stay or do I go? Do I push forward or do I retreat? Right? Do I stay single or do I get in this relationship? Do I kind of accept this serious relationship? Do I keep trying on this project, or do I scrap it and go back to the drawing board? Go back to square one, right? It's kind of that dichotomy, right? But the trick is the intuition, that lunar energy, which is the moon's kind of a watery planet, right? So there's a connection with the emotions, with the unconscious. The moon is a very reflective light, right? So it's, again, asking you to reflect on what's going on within you. What's going on with your thoughts and where are your feelings, right? What is it that you are feeling right now? Are you feeling confidence or are you feeling sort of pessimism? I think that right now you're not somebody who either you're not sure how you feel or you kind of don't want to talk about it. You don't want to think about it. Okay, so the thoughts are on other things. Okay, the thoughts are on the details and the facts and the behaviors and what's going on externally, rather than you really looking at what's going on inside. What are your feelings telling you? They're tied in with the intuition. They're tied in with the body. They're in there, right? They're in there somewhere. And if there is a little bit of a health thing or a kind of, I don't know, I don't feel like there's anything serious going on with you. I feel like it's just kind of like you're right on the cusp of getting a cold, you know? It's kind of like where I feel you're at. And I think that the letting the water flow is a great way to cleanse your soul, you know? And crying is a great way to kind of cleanse your, you know, your body, and like sweating is, you know, cleansing to your skin and all that stuff. So I think that the water is really an important thing for you. Now, maybe you're just not drinking enough water. Drink more water, okay? But use your intuition, okay? Use that lunar energy, use that reflective light to see what's going on and to get a clear picture of how you feel and why you feel that way. I think with the Seven of Swords in the background, there's been a lot of naysayers in your life. A lot of people told you can't do something, whether that's from childhood or, you know, even family and friends, as you're growing older. I think a lot of people kind of said, or didn't, maybe they didn't say it directly, but they didn't believe in you, right? They didn't believe in you. The peace of mind is what I like, because it's just kind of, we're stopping all that mental activity. Until we can start thinking positively, the best bet is to just stop thinking negatively. Okay, but use the intuition. Let's really sit with how we feel, and I think it's going to give you a sense of direction. We're going to move over to the path of the serpent. We know about the hermit energy. We're going to go the path of the serpent. As we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free, doesn't cost anything. It helps out the channel. I appreciate that. Support all of your favorite YouTube tarot readers, okay? Hit the like button, comments, watch the videos all the way through till the end. Not just me, I know I'm your favorite, but all of your favorite tarot readers, all right? So on this issue of reflection, we of course have the Queen of Pentacles looking backwards. The Queen of Pentacles is looking back here. What happened back here? Who was this? Was this a period of time in your life? Was this something that kind of stayed with you from childhood? Or, you know, why is there this sort of tendency for you to think kind of negatively about yourself, right? Sorry, I had to hit the cough button there. The Queen of Pentacles is always a retrospective energy. Always looking at the past. You see the long and winding road, understanding how you got to this point. Everything that you've endured, everything that you've conquered, everything that you've overcome, everything that you experienced in your life has brought you right here to this moment. Okay? And I'm beginning to see, because of the Three of Swords too, that there might be kind of this issue of being stuck in the past. You know, not being able to forgive or forget a failure or being wronged by somebody. There's something going on in your mental energy that is not able to sort of detach from the past. Okay? And that's the Queen of Pentacles looking at this. And then the Three of Swords also is the memory. And with the Three of Pentacles, it's happening in the environment. I feel like you're projecting onto this situation a lot of things from that past, either period of time in your life or that particular event, right? Or even if it was the past iteration of this endeavor, right? You tried it once before, it didn't work. Therefore, now I'm trying it again, and oh, it's not working the same way. The same things are happening, right? Because it's kind of, we're almost projecting that onto the present moment. Because the Three of Swords is all about all about the memory, the way we can bring up things from the past, and for all intents and purposes, it's happening to us right now again. The mind, the body, right, the heart, and the soul. It is happening now in the present moment. So we're sort of re-injuring ourselves, right? Because the unconscious doesn't know that it's not happening now. If we recollect a situation and experience and the feelings that come with it, it's doing damage to us right now in the present moment. And I feel that this is kind of what's going on, in that we're projecting something from this past onto this present situation, and it's sort of leading us to want to say, oh, this must be exactly the same as the last one, so I'm out of here. And that's kind of an issue with the Queen of Pentacles, because they're looking at the past, trying to understand the past, get wisdom from the past, distill it down into little kernels of experience, you know. But then comes the hard part, is turning toward the future, learning how to apply those little kernels of wisdom and experience to the future, but not assuming that there's going to be just an overlap, not assuming that everything that happened in the past is now going to happen in the future too. See, so we're not projecting those experiences in the future. We shouldn't be, but we should be learning from them in order to kind of navigate our way forward. Okay, because you really want that Lover's card. This is the biggest win of your life up here, whatever this is for you. Okay, and I think to go hermit mode now, to retreat now, would be sort of an acquiescence to some of this unconscious negative energy. Okay, and I do think that's why there's no water energy. The water is sort of pushed down beneath the surface in the unconscious. So maybe it's that you don't even really realize that you're projecting onto this current. Maybe this is a new prospective romantic partner, right? And you're trying to make it work, but then there is this projection of the past situation for you that's starting to sort of cloud how you're seeing this current person or this current relationship, right? This is the card of relationships. And to me, the current situation, the current relationship between you and that person, or you and this project, or whatever it is, it triggers things from your past that aren't necessarily here in the present, okay? But it's hard for us to really differentiate that. And that is in some ways part of this Two of Swords, being able to separate past from present, okay? We've got the Ten of Swords here. This is what we're trying to avoid. We're trying to avoid scrapping it, going back to square one, starting over, throwing the plans away. It's like you've written a whole novel and you just tear it up, throw it in the fireplace, it's gone, right? That's Ten of Swords. We don't want to do that, okay? Maybe at some point this is going to be necessary, sure, you never know. But you don't want to do this until you get an accurate perception of kind of why, right? What is it that's going on now that doesn't seem to be working? And maybe we can't really put our finger on it. Maybe it's something doesn't feel right. And I think it's because of that projection from the past. Okay? That we maybe are being influenced by our history and not even truly knowing it or being aware of it. Okay? Because again, those feelings are pushed down underneath the surface. Could be that you've been thinking about it a lot, but that's just me thinking, trying to understand it, trying to do what you said, and distill the kernels of wisdom from the past. But what you don't realize is that water energy is coming with it, but it might be below the threshold of consciousness, acting upon your soul and your mind in that unconscious way. But if you can overcome the desire to throw everything away and start over, start from scratch, go back to square one, if you can overcome the sort of the instinct to go hermit mode, I think you'll have this union. And I think that it's coming. And I think that this is the biggest win of your life. And this is a really, really happy, happy card. It's union. It is a coming together with that which you most feel is meant for you. Okay? It is a spiritual union, an alchemical wedding. It is an inspiration. This is what you most want in your soul right now. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a romance. Maybe it's a soulmate. Maybe this is the business. This it could be anything, and that's the point of this, is that it is something beyond your control. You didn't choose to really to yearn for this, right? It's not, this is something that's coming from your soul, coming from spirit. This is what your destiny is to unite with this. And you're thinking, well, maybe this just wasn't the time. You got to go back to the start, try again. Maybe this is the time. Okay? We've got to have the self-reflection. We need some water energy. I want to do quickly an empowerment oracle card, and then I want to look at the mystery card and see if we get any water energy. Empowering friendships. I select my relationships carefully and invest in them fully. I am the average of the people I spend my time with. Okay, the average of the people that you spend your time with. People, souls, spirits, entities, thoughts, right? You are the average of the thoughts that you keep. And maybe that's a stretch. I don't think so. Because I feel it's true. Whatever company we keep inside of our heads is going to affect us. Whatever company we keep outside around us, that we're going to become the average of that too. Because we're absorbing all that energy. Okay? And you're absorbing a lot of sort of kind of negative mental energy right now, the thoughts. Yeah. So I think this is a very important card. And you are the company that you keep inside your head. And that's, I think, extremely important. Extremely important. Thank you, Tiny Bob Ross. Let's see what the mystery card is. Of course, I would like to see some water energy, or maybe your Aries power card, the Emperor, right? That would be good. But anything kind of showing enlightenment or success or joy, right? Or sort of a release. Maybe it's going to be a tower, right? Let's see what we have. Oh, there's the Emperor. Oh, yes. We got to ring both bells. I think this is you taking responsibility. This is you taking charge. It's not the water energy, but it's you pushing through, knowing you're doing the right thing. Now, yes, the Emperor listens to the advisors, listens to the thoughts that you have, but makes its own decision. Is not heavily influenced by any, at least a good Emperor, right? Is not moved or influenced by anyone around them. Takes everything in. I'll listen to all the reports from the advisors, but I'm going to make the decision. And it's my choice. And even if everybody around you is saying, no, don't do it, all the advisors saying, it's a bad mistake, boss. You're saying, we're doing it anyway, right? Because this is something that you trust yourself over anything else. That's why you're the Emperor, right? So this is that fire energy, at least, that we need. This is you stepping into your absolute confidence, right in your sort of comfort zone where you're fired up and you're battling against something. And maybe it's just in this case that maybe it's not even really clear what you're battling against. See, we got the earth energy over here that maybe you're used to having a very obvious obstacle, something it's clear. That's where I need to put my efforts in order to overcome this obstacle. It's a fence I have to climb over. It's a wall I've got to dismantle. It's something that's very clear cut, But this is something that's not. I mean, it's more subtle. It's your heart and mind, And so I think that this is the Emperor trusting their intuition, overriding the doubts and that mental energy that's, I think, got that tie to the past, and some other things are going on. And forging ahead with what you know is meant for you. Now, this is a major arcana card too, right? So when we put this sort of in between the Hermit and the Lover's card, what would what would a brave emperor do? Sometimes retreat is the right move. Yes, of course. Sometimes moving ahead into victory, into this union is the right move. And it depends on your reflection of what's really going on within you. If we're retreating, is it just because of these sort of negative energies? Or does the Emperor truly believe that it's the right choice? Okay, so the Tarot's not telling you what to do. I'm not telling you what to do. Trying to show you how to figure out for yourself what to do. Okay. We're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, there's a link up top. There's one down below. New readings for Aries every Monday and Friday. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. Does not cost anything. And leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together. Strawberry.